Yeah! Yeah! Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? What? Yeah! Y'all ready to play some football? Just let's go! If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to...
What's going on, people? April 2000, right back at you with another figure review. As a matter of fact, as you can see, I have my beautiful wife, Sandra, here with me. Say hello, babe.
Hey.
It's been a while since we've done this, hasn't it?
It has.
It's been, what, last time we did this was with the King Ghidorah figure, right? Around Christmas time.
Right.
Right, so I thought it'd be appropriate to do another figure review with my love my life with me. We're doing the X Plus 25 centimeter Mothra 1964 that just came out. I got one for her as well, so I figured that we do this figure review together. So first of all, this is the figure, but let's get into the box right fast. Can you put this down? Here we go. And this is the box, you know, typical box for the 25 centimeters, at least a couple of them. The 1961 Mothra, the Mothra 1961 25 centimeter box had the same thing with the silhouette of the figure on the front. Mothra 1964, whatever, with the legal jargon on the back, whatever. Like the Kamunga, like the 25 centimeter Rodan 1964, the Rodan 1956, same typical box, but that's pretty much it with the box. So let's get back with the figure. Such a beautiful figure, such an awesome representation of the Mothra 1964. What do you like about the figure so much?
Well, what I noticed with the Godzilla figures that are females, they're always very, very big, which I do like that. So I hope there'll be more of those in the near future. But I do love the big figures. The collars are very, very pretty. Took me a little bit to get used to the... I guess we had to work on it to get it to stick in here good.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful figure. I mean, just like Biollante, the females are bigger, so go females.
Yeah. And it's a good thing you mentioned about the base. If you get this figure or you want to add this to your collection, make sure when you, it comes in 4 pieces. The Mothra itself, the pole where you have to put it on, the egg, and the base for us, the standard. The Rip Board comes with the little mini Godzilla 1964 to go along with it. As a matter of fact, on the base it has a footprint where you're supposed to place the Godzilla on, but since we got the standard, we don't have the Godzilla. So what you have to do is when you insert the pole inside the base, make sure that a portion of it is sticking out at the bottom here. That way it can balance itself. Otherwise, if you don't put it in all the way, Mothra will have a tendency to lean either to the left or to the right or whatever. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want to leave it like that and come home and Mothra be on the floor with something broken. So make sure that you leave a portion of the pole inserted into the base. Make sure you leave just a little portion of it just so it can balance itself out. But yes, this is a really cool figure. I know a lot of fans, they either love Mothra or they hate Mothra or don't really care too much for her because they feel maybe she's showcased too much in the series. And that's true to a certain extent, but I really do like Mothra. I mean, I do. And this is by far my favorite film of Mothra. Of course, it's my favorite Godzilla film of all time, Mothra vs. Godzilla. But everything is perfect on this figure. The ABS plastic on the wings is very sturdy, so it won't droop over time if you leave it in a heated environment, like with the Rodan figures. everything is just perfect on this figure. I mean, I don't have any kind of complaints with it, you know. I had some reservations on it, basically, how it would fare with the other Mothra figures. As a matter of fact, let me bring in the 1961 Mothra for comparison. This is the 1961 Mothra that I mentioned earlier, and basically it's the same mold, except this one's a little bit bigger. But
the colors looks better.
Yeah,
the color looks better.
The colors are a little bit brighter on the 64, but it's basically the same mold in a way, except for the wings on the 61 a little bit rounded, and the face is different, and
the body
is bigger on this one, and yeah, and of course the bases are different. But it's virtually basically the same mold. They just modified it, made it better as far as the Mothra 64.
A little bit more detail.
More detail. So I mean, as you can see, there are major differences, especially when it comes to the face. So let's see what your size comparison with that one. Let me bring another Mothra. And actually, this is a Mothra 1964 from X Plus USA, and this is made out of resin. It was made by X Plus USA, a U.S. Subsidiary company of X Plus in Japan, and they made a few figures back in the day, and Mothra was one of them. King Ghidorah, Godzilla 1955, Godzilla 1989, but those figures weren't really super realistic or uber realistic like the ones we come to know and appreciate today. But this Mothra here was like the only Mothra 64 they had out at the time that was close to his movie counterpart. And basically what I see here is virtually it's the exact same mold. They just repainted it just exactly how it was in the film. That was my gripe with this Mothra. I mean, it's a good mold, especially the little small egg here at the base. But the color was all wrong. The colors are just too dark for it to be movie accurate.
He looks like he's from 1964. That's how dark he
is. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's pretty dark.
Yeah, but having these two together, it clearly shows that they got it right this time with the recently released 64. So let's get this out of the way. So have you got any more thoughts on this figure, on why you like it so much, or why you wanted it so much?
Well, I love the detail of it. It is a beautiful, beautiful figure, and I do like the big egg right here. I just think overall, because I've seen, several of the Mothras, looking online and looking at your collection in the G Cave, I just think it's beautiful. I think it complements the Godzilla collection that I have.
Yeah, because you have a lot.
I have a lot, and I like big figures. So, having the big Mothra and Biollante, the females, goes well with my GMK and looks real nice against my Burning Godzilla. Yeah, very, very nice. So, I love it. It's a great gift that my hubby gave me to my collection. So, but the detail, the colors, is the prettiest Mothra that I have seen thus far.
And what's your favorite part about this figure? Is it Mothra itself? Is it the egg? Or is it just the overall presentation?
I actually like the presentation. Once we, like I said, figured about putting this thing all the way down, I got a little discouraged at first. I was like, this thing keeps leaning over, so we kept fooling around with it till we got it set up straight, and that was good. The whole presentation, I like it. I like the big egg. I like your model you just showed with the little bitty egg. That wasn't even balanced out right either. So I just think it is a great investment in this piece right here. You wouldn't be disappointed at all. Like I said, the collars are great. The detail is great. Very easy to assemble, and just a great piece to put with any piece of your Godzilla collection.
I mean, I really enjoyed this piece because, it's just a detail, especially when it comes to this Mothra. Like I said, this is my favorite Mothra out of all of them, coming from my favorite film. The antennas here, they do move a little bit, and her mandible here can move, can open or whatever. But for me, the selling point for this Mothra, because I was on the fence about really getting this, and because I had two Mothras to begin with, and I was like, do I really want another one? And what really sold me is this egg here. That was really got me, wanted me to buy this by this piece. As a matter of fact, let me bring up his gigantic co-star. I know you've been seeing him in the background down at the bottom, so let's put this right here. Of course, you know, this is Godzilla, 1964, from the same film as Mothra. And like I mentioned earlier, this egg was the selling point for me, since the egg was basically, to me, it was basically the catalyst of the story in the film. Without the egg, you know, it brought everything together. You know, and if anybody who saw the movie knows exactly what I'm talking about, where the egg washed ashore in Japan because of the typhoon. Mothra came to try to reclaim it, but was unable to do so. Then Godzilla shows up, and then eventually he comes across the egg. Then Mothra comes, and they do a battle. So the egg was really a huge part, basically a catalyst of the story. And I really like how they got the egg here. In the way it's built, and the way it was made, it does have like an egg type of feel to it, eggshell feel to it. Makes it more lifelike. So that's what I really enjoy about this figure the most. As a matter of fact, let me bring in two last pieces. Mothra, the Diamond Ray issue Larva figures. Even though it's a 1961, you know, they still can pass for the Mothras that appeared in the 64 film. And to me, just like Brutezzilla, Butch Bollinger, recently he made a video because he got all the pieces from his favorite film, Godzilla vs. Gigan. To me, this is my holy grail setup right here. My favorite Godzilla film of all time, and I have every vital piece of the movie here. I mean, I was kind of cheating it with the Mothra 61 because that's how I was displaying it, but this is the perfect Mothra for the movie, the perfect Godzilla, and the perfect Mothra larva to go along with it. And like I said, as far as Mothra, I love Mothra so much in this film is because of her character. The fact that she's very, 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 very brave. Like my wife, you know, they have the same character where they have this never say die attitude, and if they know they have overwhelming odds stacked against them, they will still persevere and fight the good fight. And that's what Mothra is in this film. Her character is just so admirable. You can't help but to root for Mothra. The fact that, you know, she went and agreed to fight Godzilla even though she was dying, it kind of like told how that fight was going to go down between the two. But she still flew to the mainland to fight Godzilla, to try and save her offspring. But it was not to be. You know, eventually Godzilla did get a good hit on her with his atomic breath, and then took her down, whatever. And it was really a cool meeting between these two. Basically, the first meeting between two original Toho creations. Now, I'm not going to count Anguirus from Godzilla Rise Again because I would like to say that this is the first meeting of two established Toho creations. Anguirus was a Toho creation, but he wasn't established. He was virtually unknown. But at this point, when Godzilla had a couple of films under his belt, Mothra had her debut film under her belt. The first pairing of two established Toho creations was really cool and awesome. Very, very innovative at the time. And Mothra being Godzilla's first aerial opponent, really, that fight was really, it wasn't as simple as Godzilla grabbing Mothra and throwing her around. Mothra being the aerial, more agile opponent, was able to keep Godzilla off balance with her wings, causing windstorms, and Godzilla really didn't know how to handle that. So the battle was really cool and very innovative. It wasn't the knockdown, drag down sumo wrestling match that we saw in the previous film, King Kong vs. Godzilla, but it was still a good fight nonetheless, while it lasted before Godzilla was able to get the best of Mothra. But like I said, you got to appreciate Mothra and her character here. What you want to add on that, babe?
Well, I think you pretty much summed it up. Like I said, it is a beautiful figure. And I think in the movie, too, she was just a nurturing mother. You know, she was just going to give it all she got to the very end. Yeah. Even though, I mean, you know, Godzilla rules. But, you know, Mothra, like you said, she's a mother. She's a nurturing, you know, person. And she's going to, you know, fight for her and protect her. And
that's exactly what happened. Because after Godzilla hit her with his fire, you know, she basically flew and had her body draped over the egg to protect it one last time before she died.
Right.
Of course, Godzilla moved on and moved about Japan and basically forgot about the egg. But it was really telling on how Mothra fought the good fight and how she died, and basically how the larva hatched from the egg and basically avenged her mother at the end by taking out Godzilla. Which I know some folks have a problem with that. You know, the fact that Godzilla went through all that, but yet got beaten by 2 babies. But it's the numbers game. Like I tell everybody, it's just a numbers game. And look at it this way. The same way Godzilla was defeated in this film is the same way that King Ghidorah was defeated in the next film. So I don't see any fault in that. As far as this Mothra 1964, I can't highly recommend this figure enough. Even if you're a fan of Mothra or not, it's a beautiful piece. It will add so much color and diversity to your shelves. She's still out there for a good price. Like I said, don't go overboard to spend a whole lot of money to get her. I mean, do your research, go on different outlets to find the best price for it, but you will not be disappointed with this purchase. It's such an awesome figure. Like I said, whether you're a fan of Mothra or not, or if you're not a super fan of the Mothra vs. Godzilla film, don't let that deprive you from getting this wonderful figure. Whether you get the Rip Boy with the mini Godzilla come along with it, or the standard, you will not go wrong with this purchase. Any final thoughts about this figure, sweetie?
Just need to buy the figure. It is a great investment.
Cool. And thank you so much. I appreciate it, babe. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for sharing my hobby with me. It means a lot to me. I'm glad you cherish and enjoy this figure. I really do. I really do appreciate it. A couple of plugs in. Check out the X Plus Collectors Facebook group, which we are a part of. Right. The Godzilla Collectors Facebook group, the Kaiju Brotherhood, Toho Kaiju Union, excuse me, and check out KaijuAddicts.com for all information about these X Plus figures, about what's coming out, what may be coming out, what's been out, everything about X Plus, the hobby, everything that you want to know about X Plus is in this figure. Excuse me, it's on that website. Excuse me. So go to KaijuAddicts.com. All right. Thank you again, babe. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all again on this figure and movie review. All right. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? What? Yeah. Y'all ready to play some football? Just make it. Check this. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up.
If you want some, come get some. Cause where I'm from, we so big. And everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. And I want answers now. Who, what, where, and why. See, a lot of dudes like to act the fool now. Get on live, but that ain't my style. Now who he gon' get and what he gon' do? Run up on me if you want to. Hot damn pressing his homies. He's done up in front of his mama. I'm up the floor with him. And I kick in the door and let the fofo hit him. I got food that'll go get him. That's for him and food